Hi, George.
Hey, Becky. How was your day today?
Interesting.
Sorry.
Yeah. And
Other day?
how is the kayaking?
Oh, good, good. Yeah, canoeing. Yeah, nice day today. Yeah, beautiful weather. Nice and warm. Finally, no wind, a little wind, but not much. That
That's
makes all the difference on a kayak.
yeah. Yeah.
Actually, a canoe, I have a solo canoe,
Ooh,
not a kayak. So it's a smaller canoe. It's like 14 feet and it seats one.
cool.
That's nice.
We have a double kayak. Might not have been the best idea.
Oh, really?
Well, I do really well with either one of my sons. Art and I tend to go a spin in circles for the first 3 minutes. And then we work it out, but it's pretty funny.
Well, if you do it enough times, you get used to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
I don't think Chris and I could paddle a double kayak together.
If you, Art, and I mean, you with Chris and I with Art went out, we'd probably cause little tornado, whirlpools everywhere.
Whirlpools.
Yeah, it's a.
Well, Marty and I also have a tandem canoe, same thing. It took us a while, but we're used to it now. We got our routine down.
Cool.
Fun.
We have a tandem as well. We bought so that one of us could be in the kayak with the nephew because our single ones, when they got to be about 3, were too small. So it's a little harder to paddle a tandem on your own, but you can have a kid sitting in front of you and your eye on them while you're,
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's challenging.
Yeah, it is. Well, it is challenging. When Trevor was, maybe he was 4, we went out on Tully Lake and I had him in mind with me and didn't realize how much that little 4-pound-year-old weight slows you down. I'm like, I really feel like I'm working harder than I should be. Well, I had a little bundle of joy there. So.
And when it starts moving around, then the balance in the boat keeps changing on you.
Yeah, well, he didn't have any room to move.
Okay.
But yeah, it was it was harder to paddle with extra weight in the boat.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad the paddling season is here.
Yes.
Today was a nice day.
Excellent. Okay. We'll see what, how, who, where.
I think we're waiting for Peg and Melody.
Yep. Georgia, the Celtics were tied when I went home, but then they went and lost.
Terrible season. Well, they only had one starter last night.
Oh
Or
my,
their starters didn't play last night.
not even
Tatum
Kimba?
was one. Yeah, Robert Williams is having, I think, an ankle or a hip problem. I forget what his story was. Jaylen Brown had surgery on his wrist. Kemba Walker does not play 2 nights in a row, and that was back-to-backs.
Oh my God.
And I don't know what the story was with Marcus Smart because I started it late. So I don't know why Marcus Smart didn't play.
Yeah, I was surprised there was
Peg, you're on mute.
I think he had a wrist.
Jaylen Brown had a wrist issue. I know that. So
Oh.
you think Marcus
I
Smart
think
did too?
Marcus did too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the whole team hasn't played together the whole season.
Pretty much. The starters. I think the starters played together maybe like 10 times out of all the games that they played. Yeah. Not
Sad,
our year.
considering the talent they have. It's sad. Very
Yeah.
sad.
yeah. You
Well,
know,
all the anticipation we were hoping for, all the anticipation of having a good season.
Yeah. Well, maybe next year.
That's what they say.
New England sports, it doesn't, it's what does my husband say? New England sports is an exercise in disappointment.
Yes. Well, for a long time, and then the Red Sox won a World Series, the Bruins won,
Yep.
and even the Celtics won a championship. And for a while there with the Patriots, it was the place to live for a while.
It was.
but I think we're back to earth.
With a thud.
Yes, well put. So I do have a hard stop at 7 o'clock.
I think we'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Just logging into my email now. I didn't get that part up. Too much of a busy day.
Do we think Melody's coming?
Yes,
Yeah, I understood she was.
talked to her last night. We talked about this meeting and it sounded like she was coming.
Okey-dokey. Is there any way, like this says record? Is there any way I can record this? Becky, do you have to let me record this or can I?
It is recording. I record all the meetings.
Look up in the upper left corner. There's a little thing that just says recording. Do you see the little recording peg up in the upper left?
Oh, yeah, the red. Okay,
So
so
if you want a copy of it, I can send it to you after the meeting.
that would be great.
Sure, I
I
can do
would
that.
appreciate that. Or what, down below, I have a record too. What's that? The
That's
little-
when you want to record something. So if you're having a meeting, you know, you and your grandchildren, and you want to record it, you hit record and it records it for you.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, sometimes it's hard to participate when you're trying to write everything down. It really is, you want to.
I agree.
Yep. I used to do the board. I used to do the minutes for this board. No question.
Yeah, it's hard, or for any board.
And you want to be engaged in the conversation, but
Yeah,
sometimes you're
exactly.
distracted.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, that's the benefit of having Zoom recorded. You can almost take minutes after. You take notes, but then you could rewatch it and take the minutes after, technically.
I think that's what AJ does for Finance Committee.
Yeah.
So if you send it to me, Becky, is it a recording that I get or is it, and then how do I hear it?
I'll just forward the email link and you'll click on the link and the video pops up. And if
Got
you don't want a video and you just want audio, I think I can do that too.
That would be good. I won't need video or it doesn't hurt. Okay. That would be good. I'd like to try that because I'd like to be more involved in the meeting and I'm not able to do it so much as everybody knows.
I don't have a phone number for Melody.
Probably send her an email.
Yeah, you want to send her an email?
Sure.
Okay.
So I can find, I was gonna.
Melissa.
Yeah.
I have a question. Where are you when you're in that green room? Or like, it looks like there's a chalkboard behind you.
Right. Oh, that's the town hall.
With
That's
a
the
green-
conference room at the town hall.
With a big green chalkboard? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's the conference room right up the little set of stairs in the front.
Yeah,
It's partially covered with the board goes further, but it's partially covered with filing cabinets.
oh,
It's like, a nice nostalgic thing to have behind chalkboard. That old fashioned thing that's been replaced with whiteboards. And I don't know if you watch any forensic science shows or crime shows, they write on glass now.
Yeah.
So
well, I wondered, well, is she still at work? I thought.
if I was at work, you'd see Daniel Webster behind me, because that's the picture that's in the office behind me. It's a big painted picture. It's an original of Daniel Webster.
I don't know if I'd recognize Daniel Webster.
I don't think I would either.
I didn't until I read the little thing underneath. I mean, it's an old picture, and I understood that he was related to Amherst College in some way. Otherwise, he wouldn't be hanging in the president's office.
Yes,
right?
good point.
So I didn't know who he was, and then it has a little thing. It's Daniel Webster. Yep.
So I sent her an email. I told her we started and we asked her if she'd be joining. I'll let you know if she responds. But we can look over the minutes now, right? We have 3 of
Yeah.
Backed out.
You have a quorum?
Did we call ourselves to order officially?
No, you haven't. You know what? Yeah, you probably want to wait for Melody. But you have no chair.
rudder of the ship.
Oh,
here.
yeah, that's right, because Ralph was the chair, wasn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's an order of business.
So I sent out those minutes from April 13th. Are you talking about those? Can I just ask this? Even though the meeting hasn't started. April 13th, and I got responses from, I think, Melody, George. I don't know if I heard from you, Melissa.
I read through them. I didn't send you anything. I read through them, but I didn't send you anything yet.
Okay.
Well, since then I noticed there's just one small thing.
Mm-hmm.
The second sentence, it says 3-year rolling average. Just year is missing the A.
Okay, hold on. Oh, boy, you are technical. Hold on.
Well, I just happened to notice it. I didn't notice it the first time. It's
What?
minor.
Where is that in there?
The second sentence
Oh, yeah,
under the,
I got Yep.
under the paragraph. Yeah.
Right, I got it.
But you know, that whole paragraph is correct. Actually, I think that might have been what I wrote in email now that I think.
I think it was a combination of what we had started, and it is what you wrote at the end, at the bottom of the graph.
That's everything I have. Otherwise, I agree with these.
Okay.
No answer.
Since we have a quorum, should we call, we're going to wait for Melody before we call ourselves to order? Since we don't have a chair? Or?
Why don't you just call yourself to order?
Okay.
The quorum. Sorry.
That's okay. That way, if we discuss anything, it's not violating anything, you know,
Yes.
you need to worry about violating.
The personal board is called to order at 6:12.
Yep, that sounds good.
And present. I'll just put down Becky, George, Melissa, Peg, and hopefully Melody.
Okay, so what's on, the main reason we were holding the meeting tonight was to figure out what was going on with the police study committee appointment. And I know Melody wrote the email, and then Peggy responded to her saying that, yes, the January 21 minutes showed that she had been appointed to the police work study group.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't recall. So I checked those minutes today, and the sentence, the only thing about appointing Melody is number 3 on those minutes, and it says Shutesbury's police chief will resign effective March 6, 2021. Melody will represent the personnel board on the select board search committee for a new chief. That is not the police work study committee.
Oh,
And I think we have too many committees, and so people are getting confused.
right.
Because we also have we had the police chief search committee and the police union negotiation, and the latest is the police work study committee.
Which is what Melody is thinking that she's on right now.
And she's not. She's on the police chief search for the police new chief.
Well,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what was,
At the time, that's what we were
Right.
That's what she was recommended for. That committee has not yet been formed
Okay.
because the select board agreed to get through the police study work group first. So Melody she brought up that she wanted to be on that committee. She was appointed by the select board on Tuesday night. So that's a done deal.
She was appointed on the police study work group committee. Yes?
Police
Study.
study group.
Oh, the
Police
police
study work group, right?
police study work group. I thought that's what you said. No, what do we want here? Police
What
study.
did we officially name it? It was a police study group. We walked away from work group, didn't we, Becky?
No,
No, did we add it? Okay.
police study group. Yeah, we'll go with police study group.
Okay, of which Melody is a member.
Well, she was appointed by the select board.
Yesterday. No, Tuesday.
Yeah, I don't see them scheduled for any meetings, so I don't see their official name on the web.
So the former search committee for a new chief right now hasn't been formed
Correct.
as a group. And the police union negotiations.
The personnel board needs a representative because Ralph was the one who was going to do that, and he's gone.
Okay. When does this committee meet?
I've been trying to schedule a time for the police union negotiations. It was supposed to meet tomorrow, but Bob said he couldn't do it.
Mhm.
And we tried to change it to the 12th. I got to change to the 12th, and then he said he couldn't do the 12th. And so I got to change to the 20th, and now Bob is going to be here this Friday, the original date that I had, that he said he wouldn't be here.
You mean tomorrow?
Won't be here at all next week. So now we're out to I think it's the 25th.
Hmm.
What time on the 25th, Becky?
Let me see.
I might just share my work calendar so you can see if I'm busy or not. With you, Becky.
Find a spot.
Right?
And I know you tried to get me going on that. I haven't had time to.
No. I mean my real work one, like my day job.
Oh, man. I hope you have less meetings for that one.
Well, sure. Well, yeah, there's more tasks in there. Like I try to put my tasks in so I have little reminders to do them. So I use it as a to-do list, actually.
So actually, at this point, Brian Donovan, the Teamsters rep, said we could pick a time, anytime, but on the 25th, 26th, or 27th.
Okay.
So Melissa, you want to,
25th, 26th, and 27th.
yeah, you want to pick a date and time, and then I'll go find Bob.
So
Try to find members. One of you
Wednes-
guys.
usually in the mornings I have a check-in. So the Tuesday I have a check-in at 2 to 3. So that wouldn't work. Anything besides 2 to 3 would work. Wednesday afternoon, and then the 27th afternoon.
Okay.
If that changes, I'll let you know, but it shouldn't. I have to be on campus for graduation on the 30th, but that's a Sunday.
Okay. So Peg and George, Melissa's representing the select board on the police union negotiation. Are either of you interested in representing the personnel board?
Sure.
That would be great, because I'm going to be gone I'm leaving the 1st. I have a new granddaughter born yesterday.
Nice.
Congratulations.
My daughter, that's my son, and my daughter is getting married.
Katie's
Yes,
getting married.
after all this time. So we're going to we're going to Colorado.
Actually, I just realized I'm busy the week after next all week. I'm actually traveling. So
Okay,
the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th actually does not work for me.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just realized that that's what we're talking about here. Duh.
okay, so, how about the following week?
Following week, I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm not here. I'm gone.
okay, but you're not gonna be on the police
No.
union negotiations. So
I'm
that,
not gonna
you
be
can go wherever you want.
Yeah,
Okay.
Becky,
You're
for me,
free to
the
go.
only conflict would be, the budget hearing for the finance committee on June 1.
Okay, so June 1, Melissa, do you have a time?
The only time on that Tuesday would be 2 to 3 that I wouldn't be able, otherwise I could sneak it. And we're doing it virtually, right, Becky?
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, if it's virtual, it makes it even easier. So as long as I'm free 2 to 3.
I assume that the hearing will be at 7 o'clock that night, June 1. So pretty much any other time is fine for me at
Well,
this point.
let's go to the second, because
Okay.
I'll probably have to be, who knows, we might be, in preparation, making sure final things are
Yeah,
ready.
let me just check my work calendar on that Wednesday to make sure. There shouldn't be a problem, but I just want to double check. No,
Can you tell me just about the committee while Melissa's checking? What happens at the police union study committee? We don't have any members of the union, do we?
Wait a second, step back. Let's be clear on which committee we're talking about.
the union negotiation one, she said.
Union negotiations.
Okay, the union negotiation is a member from the three main boards, Finance Committee, Select Board, and Personnel Board. And they meet ahead of, they meet and look at the contract and highlight what concerns that we might want to address this year. And the police union steward and the police Teamsters representative do a similar thing. They will look through the contract and see if there are things that they're going to ask for. And then at the first meeting, it's usually to review the rules, that anything talked about during the meetings is totally confidential until the union negotiation is complete. So there can't be any conversation with anybody outside that committee.
Is this executive session?
Yes.
Yeah, quasi. Isn't it?
Correct. But no, it's not.
It's because there's no quorum of any boards.
Correct.
I've never heard that term before. What was something? Executive session, though. Okay.
Yeah, if it was like if the select board meant to review the contract, then they'd go into executive session. But because there's no quorum of a single board, there is not, we keep notes, but there's not an official committee.
So it's just confidential, I
Okay.
guess. It downgrades it from executive to just, confidential union negotiations.
So do we have a member of the union, right, that's a member now on the police? On the Shutesbury Police, sorry.
I'm a little confused about the question again.
Is
Sorry.
any of our officers a member of the union?
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry. Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome.
See, I can't do this. This is the back and forth that I have trouble with. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's because she's next to you on the screen. She understands you better than I do.
Right.
At the other
They look
end.
like you're in the same room.
Yeah.
The windows are the same, I think.
Yes, yeah,
The
it's kind
trim
of
is,
similar.
yeah, actually our house is probably newer than Peg's, but we wanted an old fashioned look. So we trimmed it that way. Yep.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
So
So-
you're right, Peg, because at the beginning of the year, and even as a short while ago in January, we had no officers that would belong to the union.
Mhm.
And so that's, sorry. So now Marcus, having come back from academy, is stepping up. I'm assuming he's part of the union because the Teamsters rep is working with him.
Okay,
And they had a meeting. We have 2 new part-timers that might have joined I assume are joining the union. We'll find out more when we meet with them. We can ask these questions.
okay. I was just trying to figure that out for myself.
Oh, yeah, no,
That's-
that's important.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's
Very
good for the
important.
personnel to the board to also know that. So
Yes.
Yeah, and when I send out the union contract, I'll send it to everyone so that you can look through that and have a sense of what the issues are. And, you know, when the negotiations are over and George reports back, then you will
okay,
have read every detail and you will know exactly what was going on.
okay, great.
For a minute. Who's the union rep? What's his name?
The rep from the Teamsters, his name is Brian Donovan.
Okay.
And he's brand new. When I first talked to him, it was his 4th day having taken over for Tony Torres.
Tony was for a long time, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And the union steward, you said that person is coming as well?
yes, and that's one of our officers, Marcus Johansson. He's the one who just completed the police academy.
He's also the current member.
I
The
believe-
one member in the union.
I believe so. I don't have confirmation for sure that he joined, but I believe he did. And he's on vacation in Mexico, coming back tomorrow, so I can ask him.
How do you spell Johansson?
JOH.
Oh, that's it.
Johan, 2 S's,
2 S's. Not 2 N's?
2
It
S.
can be spelled a lot of different ways.
Yeah,
Okay, well, okay.
Okay, got it.
great.
Well, it'd be good experience. I've never done a union contract negotiation, so this will be actually interesting.
So do you,
Yeah. It was, the last one was pretty good with Tony.
is it a single meeting generally, or does it take?
That's to be decided, right, Becky? Or be
History
determined.
has shown, Becky, what has history shown us?
Well, it went almost a year last time.
Oh my.
It was it was a larger overhaul
Right,
of stuff. So, right. So this is well, we don't know yet, I guess.
Well, there was a lot in that contract. I remember in the finance committee,
Yeah.
lots of conversations about all the different giveaways, if you will, whatever.
Yeah.
All the telephone stipends and the extra credit for the fingerprinting and the
Holiday stuff.
holiday
The
stuff.
holiday, I remember that, yeah.
That was yeah.
Yeah, holiday pay is really confusing.
And
Melissa-
something for guns too, if I recall.
What?
And something about guns, we were reimbursing them, something to do with guns, whatever. We'll see.
Yeah.
So like I said, I do have a hard stop at 7. So
Okay.
we should keep moving.
and have you heard from Melody yet, George?
No, I haven't. I just checked a couple minutes ago. I've been checking periodically. I wonder if she thinks it's at 7. I'm surprised because we talked about this meeting last night.
Yeah,
Before I leave, I wanted to give an update. I don't know when it's appropriate time for that based on our agenda.
sorry, Grace is asking me to communicate with the building committee. So our agenda is pretty wide open.
All right, so if I may, Melissa,
Yes.
the select board, I'm sorry, the finance committee met last night. We were reviewing the budget. And the subject of the pay increases came up. And 1.75 was what we were expecting for the increased fee based on the policy that everybody's agreed to and basically approved in our different meetings. And we heard that the select board wanted to add additional 0.25% because of COVID.
Mhm.
And we were a little taken back by that because we, under policy, would have expected that if one of the boards wanted to do something different. And certainly COVID makes sense. We can understand why you might have done why you made that decision, but we would have expected an invitation to a meeting or a request for a meeting so that the three boards, finance, personnel, and finance committee could discuss it. And so some of the members of the finance committee were a little taken back by it. Also, for a couple of reasons. One, they wanted to be involved in that decision. And two, this is a new policy, and right out of the gate, we're really not following.
Well, I think how it kind of happened was it was a thought and a suggestion, and then it took on in the select board meeting. The original thought was the select board to take some out of our line item expenses to give to being able to do that. So fund it from the select board line item. So that's how that conversation started. And then we kind of went with it and voted it. So there wasn't a lot of, we brought up in a meeting and we just kind of went with it. There wasn't much and just kind of went forward with it. Like I said, the funding part, we had tossed around taking it out of the select board line item. But I guess that would be more bonus than percentage increase, I guess.
And I think, mechanically for the town accountant, I think that would be a real challenge during the fiscal year. But
it wasn't a direct, it kind of took on its own thing during that meeting that night. So it wasn't
What is the amount of the increase that you're suggesting?
So the select board had, and I brought the idea to the select board, I'll take responsibility for it, was to add a 0.25, like a 1/4% to the increase as to town employees as a thank you for your hard work with COVID, with the challenges that were part of that whole process and package and extra work people did and using their home equipment and such, just pretty much as a thank you. We were in a unique year. And so that was the premise behind it. And that's the idea behind it.
And for everybody's information, the cost of that 1/4% on the budget was an additional $1,000, $1,010. Yes, Becky.
I did up a detailed spreadsheet with all the names and went back through everybody. And it came out to be about 1,500. I'm not sure how I screwed up the first time.
That's okay. I mean,
but that's with 1,500, but because the police line has been underspent for years, I didn't add anything extra for them. But if you do it in a single bonus line, I think we would have to.
Say that again, Becky.
So I did not, because the police wages line has been underspent for the last 2 years. I didn't think I had to add additional, I assumed the 2 or whatever percent would be available. So I didn't add it into the total. And that was another like $400.
So okay. So that's the lion's share of the difference between the 1,010 and the 1,500.
No, it's on top. So it's 1,850.
Oh, okay.
George, to go back to the discussion that the select board had, we didn't want to, the reason we had offered it from the select board budget was we didn't want to change the new policy because we thought it worked really well. And it was just the bonus part. It wasn't to change the policy in any way. It was just the bonus part.
Well, it's funny you say that. So when we first talked about this, the finance committee wanted to make sure they had, a couple of weeks ago, the finance committee wanted to make sure they had say in what it was. And so last night they voted 1.75% increase, and the 0.25 amount would go into a new bonus line, and bonuses would be issued to all. Somebody made that recommendation, and then we talked about it, and ultimately that was the motion. So I'm sorry. So we have an additional line We funded it to 1,010, so we do have a $700 issue there. And
So it wasn't to subvert the policy either. There wasn't anything to change that.
well,
It
as
was
far
to
as
let that
we're
stand.
concerned, the policy is 1.75. So we said we're sticking with the policy. But we understood that maybe part of the logic was there was a timing issue because we were getting really close to the end here. And we decided to make a bonus. So it's funny you use that term and you couched it that way because that's what we decided. Again, I'm being redundant.
Yeah.
So I personally have a concern about that. But I just think the bonuses are going to be really small for any individual at $1,800. You know,
Yeah.
at 0.25% of somebody's pay is what we're giving them for a bonus. I just don't see how that's productive myself.
I did do that chart. I sent it to Ryan so he could verify the numbers. You want me to share the document?
Yeah, can you share your screen? Are you able to?
Yeah, it just take me a second to find the document. I'm looking for the personnel board. 1 second. So the other thought, because of that, it's the hard part is we have a number of like the firefighters who get you know,
The
they
training.
do get paid for training now and stuff. But if you look at here, I'll bring this up. Let me just put it. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking in the personnel folder, but I put it in the BingCom. Okay. So I will share my screen. That's not right. 1 second. Oh, I know what it is. This didn't open. Sorry, guys.
Okay, take your time.
It's okay.
No, that's not it. It's on my desktop.
Did you work on it today, Becky?
Yeah, it's
Right.
right here.
Yeah, try sorting by date. Yeah.
No, that's not it. I have it open right here.
Do you get options of windows to select when you're going into share mode? That's usually what happens with me. You just got to find the right window.
Yeah, it's the window that I'm having trouble finding the right window. Okay, that's 21. Hopefully this is it. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so the far left column
Mhm.
is the dollar amount per person.
Column B, column B?
Column F,
Oh, you said far left. Okay.
far right.
$6.45.
That's mine.
So, and what's the FICA on that? The Social Security would be about 8%. Let's just use 8%. So it'll be about $5.95.
Yep. So I
Probably
guess,
won't with
and the recycling coordinator is $6. The MLP coordinator would get almost 30. But I'm
this is
just,
before taxes.
yeah, this is before taxes. The firefighters will get
Wow.
hardly,
They're
Yeah,
like
that's
up
why,
there with
if
the
I
select
remember
board.
correctly, I voted no to create the bonus for this reason, because this is just ridiculous.
You know,
And
it's a really nice thought, but it's almost like a slap in the face.
Well, yeah, I think when we didn't even think to put it in with we didn't have numbers in front of us either when we voted
Right.
for it, right? We were kind of going on a concept of adding to the
to the COLA.
COLA. So it would be just in the COLA, like these numbers would be in the COLA, right?
Yeah,
It
it would
wouldn't
just
be
be-
separate, right? It wouldn't be separate. But we weren't working on, only that we thought it would be under $2,000 or something like that. You
So
know,
in the
so,
interest of, so I'm wondering, I know this is probably not going to be practical,
mhm,
but Finance Committee is meeting Monday night.
mhm.
And it would be great if a quorum of the select board and the personnel board could meet with us, ask to be on our agenda, and talk to us about what their intentions were, what they'd like to do. And maybe the finance committee could change their mind.
Okay. What time do you meet?
We're meeting at 6,
I didn't catch that, George. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, 6 o'clock.
You-
SIX.
You know what's weird, George? Your microphone works perfectly today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't always reboot my PC because I have a lot of things open, so I just put it to sleep. And I think after a while, you have to reboot it to clear some of
Yeah.
the
Boot it
random
in memory.
memory stuff.
So emergency management at 6:30. Do you think that it could be kind of on the first thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, if Jim Walton, I'm sure Jim Walton will be open to that. Becky, you'll
Okay.
be able to talk
Right.
to Jim, or would you like me
Yeah.
to? Okay,
you're-
good. No, I'm sure Jim will push
I
it to the
can
very
work on the
front.
coordinating, but if you want to share your ideas or thoughts on the issue, don't hesitate.
Yeah, I think, well, I think it's a good idea to meet. I think that's a great idea. I, like I said, it wasn't something that was done in any nefarious way. It just kind of occurred. So, you know, and then we all went on to the handling all the phone calls, emails, and the whole solar thing. We just kind of moved on after we had.
No, I understand, Melissa. I do, mixed emotions with everyone, but, basically, we didn't want to set a precedent right out of the box. We didn't
Oh,
want
I
to
know.
set
And
a
it wasn't,
precedent.
it wasn't to subvert it was certainly, and the select board agreed that the formula works. It was just the COVID.
And I do have, I was going to send it out. Sorry. Linda sent me the draft minutes of, I just wanted to read them to you. And I'm going to forward these to the Finance Committee and Personnel Board. This is what's in the select board minutes. Makepeace O'Neill recommends the select board consider adding 0.25% to the 1.75 COLA that the personnel board put forth. The purpose of the increase is to say thank you to all town employees who have prevailed during such an unusual time and worked in conditions that were constantly changing. Stein notes having similar thoughts, especially related to staff holding elections, town meetings, and assessing properties. Farrell agrees to make an exception for this unusual year, though affirms the agreement to use a standard formula. Farrell moves the select board approve a 2% COLA for this year. Makepeace O'Neill suggests amending the motion to note that the select board accepts the 1.75 COLA recommended by the personnel board and adds 0.25 as a pandemic thank you. Farrell moves and Stein, so then they approved it. But I think it gives a little bit of an explanation of how it evolved, and I want to send that on to FinCom and personnel with, do you think I should, yeah, I'll just send that.
And let everyone know that it will be the first topic of conversation on Monday.
Yeah.
And
George,
so,
do you think I need to send the spreadsheet? I'm not sure.
no, have it handy. And if people want to see it, we can pull it up. But I think it's more about what are we going to do about this? We can tell them, Becky, you can tell them in the meeting that the bonus paychecks, the gross pays would range from $4.12 to 100 and looks like 172.89 would be the highest.
Yeah.
And most of them are, yeah, we have a lot of them that are under $10. I tried to make this point last night, but not everybody heard it or responded to it. But I think it's more the concept. And if people want to see it, we can always pop it up. You can always pop it on the screen.
Yeah.
Just got to practice doing that a couple of times, Becky.
Or Becky, if you want to make it easier, I could have it on my screen. Just because you have so much open and you're always, you have so much that you're doing all the time. I don't mind
I-
having it ready if you want me to.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
I would anticipate that nobody's really interested in see what it would look like if they understand what the range is and how it works. I think it's more about how did we get here? I think, Becky, you're sending out that information about the thinking and the process that brought us to 2% would be really helpful. But I don't know that people need to see this level of detail. We're all working at a higher level.
I could mention the fact that when you look at the detail of it, the bonuses range from $4 to $173. I can say that when I forward it, the other thing.
Yeah, and we should emphasize this before taxes.
Yeah.
Peg, you can make 6 o'clock on Monday?
Yes, I can. Let
Okay,
me
good.
check for sure. Hold on. But I think I can.
We'll need Peg for the personnel board forum. Or no, I guess not. If Melody, Melissa, and myself, that would be a quorum, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
it would be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we can wear multiple hats.
It'd be great if Peg can make it.
I'm disappointed that Melody's not here.
We're talking Monday the 17th.
Yes.
I am handing out trash bags at the school shed. Sorry.
Well, that's definitely a priority. So if not,
Well, I'm committed to that. I'm the only
That's
one. So,
Well, we decided, we confirmed that we'll have a quorum with Melissa and Melody.
okay,
and myself.
great.
Melody is going to be there, as she indicated last night, so we're good.
Okay, good. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. If we find we don't have a quorum, I'm going to drive down to the shed and
Yeah, come on
use your
down.
computer.
Well, you can get the password out from the school Wi-Fi and sit there. So I put it on my calendar, so we're all set.
Thank you,
there.
Melissa. Yeah, thank you for being flexible in your schedule.
No problem.
and there's 42 people. That was the other interesting fact.
Oh, 42 people on your list, on this
On my list.
You're
spreadsheet.
on this list, yeah.
And what was the from? $4? Not on the screen.
412 to 172.
Yep, 173.89. And it looks like there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that are above 100. Looks like a lot of them fall in between the 20 to 50. If I had to just, sum it up real quick.
Yes, psychologically, the difference between 1.75 versus $2, as opposed to giving somebody a check for a very small amount, I think is a big difference in terms of motivating staff, and really congratulating staff.
So,
So just replied, apologies. I don't know why this wasn't on my calendar. So I don't know if she's going to jump on or not.
So question, George, and this may be for Ryan. If someone was given a bonus, is it given in a second check, or is it put into their paycheck as a line item?
Yeah, that's a question for Ryan. It can be done either way. I don't know how he would do it. In fact, he doesn't usually do bonuses, so I'm not sure he would necessarily know right off the top of his head.
Well, I just talked to Gail about it.
It's in a line item for Amherst. It's just in your regular paycheck as a line item.
Well, and a good example is a longevity bonus is usually just added into a regular paycheck.
So he runs in a regular payroll. I mean, that saves money because payroll charges can be based on the number of paychecks. So if it depends on the company, but if it's based on the number of paychecks, then you want to put them in one paycheck so you can avoid a second one.
Yeah. So I think
Times 42.
yeah, these I guess we could ask for individual. Oh, here's Melody. Hi, Melody. How? Because it says Mary Jo Johnson, so I took a wild guess. So there's still meeting. We have a hard stop at 7 if you want to jump on, but
We can update her.
what you're doing.
So we're going to have to assign a chair, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I think the last thing they're gonna try to do though is vote a new chair.
Or at least discuss it.
And tell her if she doesn't show, it might end up being her.
Did you hear
Yeah,
that? George, you
Absence
said
means
if you don't show
volunteer.
up, it might end up being you.
Absence means volunteer. You almost got voted by the select board. for something.
I heard.
Pretty low, George. He's laughing. Okay, great. Thanks. Bye. That got her attention. She's gonna log on for the last.
Okay, good. Well, I'm not sure we can actually, because, I was just thinking, well, I don't know, how many more meetings are we gonna have before the end of the fiscal year? And then April's gonna come on.
In July, but I think we need a chair through July,
You mean through June?
right, through June, the end of June.
so April's coming on. George, will you still be here? I didn't I didn't understand what happened with all that.
To replace Ralph, right?
Well, I'm
that's-
in April's seat.
That's right, you were temporary.
I was holding it for her. and
Okay.
Yes,
On this board, you're in a temporary seat,
Well, Ralph is,
but now you're a regular member, correct?
so you would be welcome to stay on if you wanted.
yes, I knew this. I could see this coming from a mile away.
I'm not gonna,
If you want, it is up to you,
you
George.
did Alliance, I
course.
appreciate you being here, so I'm not gonna push.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna push.
Yeah, sure. Yes. I mean, I was kind of hoping in my next assignment from the finance committee, I would do something different than personnel board. I've done it for a long time. And I was kind of hoping to get a different assignment somewhere and somebody in finance committee would step up. Well, and Melody already is.
You could try, oh, that's true.
George, there's, but you're not representing the finance committee.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying in terms of doing working on other committees, I just was kind of hoping I'd get something different. But, as the finance committee representative, being on some other committee, but I mean, we have Susie on the school, we got Bob and AJ on capital planning, which is one that I would have liked to have been on. Yeah, personnel board it is. I'll
Great.
fill in where we're
Maybe
needed.
you can talk to AJ or Bob to switch places.
I'll tell you what, maybe I will for the new fiscal year, but certainly through this fiscal year, I will remain on here. And yeah, maybe I'll stay on beyond that because AJ's still learning that job. Bob's been doing it forever and probably doesn't want to give it up. So because of his involvement on the building committee, so maybe I'll just stay here.
And because
That'd be
it's,
fun.
because you're not in the FinCom spot, it would be odd for them to, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Oh, I see what you mean, Becky.
But we have many committees about to be formed. We've got all kinds of things happening, George. So you're gonna be needed.
Okay, well, all right. If that changes, and we'll talk about that. For now, I won't throw the hook and I'll stay on the personnel board.
Good
We
to-
appreciate that, George.
Thank you. I know you do. I've done it before, so I know what I'm getting into. Happy to help.
Oh, great, that's good. Plus, I mean, you have so much financial expertise, computer expertise. That I appreciate it very much. I mean, the time you spend doing this, if I had to do something like that, it would take me 20 years. I'm not kidding.
Happy to help. So
So-
we should update Melody on what we've accomplished before.
We should.
Okay, now your voice is. I
All
lost-
right.
Oh, here's Melody.
There's Melody, okay.
Hi, sorry, everybody. Was telling Becky, I wasn't feeling up to par this afternoon. I also didn't have it on my calendar, so my apologies.
Well, you're here now, so that's good.
So I guess, Melody, I'll jump in and let you know that I did ask Melissa about what transpired with the select board in the 2% pay increase. I brought up the points that we made last night and
Mhm.
everybody's concern on the finance committee. Notably that it obviously was a break from policy and the right way to do it is to go through the three boards meeting together. Melissa understood and apologized. They can make our meeting on Monday and if we, you, myself, and Melissa also attend, and the personnel board could be there, and we could have the conversation. So Melissa liked that idea, and she would like the select board to basically follow the policy and address the finance committee and the personnel board on how they would like to override the 1.75. So I don't know how you feel about that, but I just want to let you know that that's where we landed. So the meeting is Monday, the 17th at 6 o'clock. I'm sure you're aware.
Great.
And we would make it the first agenda item.
Sounds great.
Okay.
See, good things happen when I don't show up.
Well, George was happy. George was, I'm sure you guys had a lively conversation. So I think George was very nice in his update.
To be diplomatic.
Yeah.
Straightforward and diplomatic.
It's a fine line.
Becky's going to send around to Melody. Becky's going to send around the draft part of our minutes where we actually had the conversation, so that the people there's a reference point too.
So getting back to approving the minutes, we did approve. I know Melody said everything looked good. We did approve the minutes for April 13th, 2021 with a change in
I'm not sure we did. Peg.
spelling change. No, but we need to approve them. Sorry.
Yeah, we need to, right.
No, we didn't approve them. When I sent them out, people had a chance to review them, and George suggested that we change year to year. And other than that, no changes. Okay,
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of
April
May-
13th.
April 13th as amended.
I'll second that.
Okay,
Arvanitis, aye.
Chartier, aye.
Make peace, O'Neill, aye.
oh, Ross, aye. Okay,
So I'll stay on the personnel board if I don't have to be the chair.
oh,
I made the first move.
I don't know. Can one chair two committees? No,
Why not? I think you can.
I was hoping that was no, but that's okay.
Well, in Peg, if you were considering being the chair, if you would entertain the idea, I would entertain the idea of being the secretary.
Hmm.
ah,
That's quite a deal.
that is a deal. How about, although I'll miss, if I'm going to be missing, I would miss the first meeting. I'm gone for the next time you're meeting, which is.
The
Uh,
select board handles this in a unique way. We have a chair and a co-chair. So that if one of us is gone, the co-chair can just pick up and.
Yeah. How about if I say I'll do it to the end of the fiscal year and see how it goes? How's that?
Yes,
I think that's fair.
April might step up and say, I want to be the chair.
Exactly. You might truly do that. So, yes, I will be glad to do that till the end of the fiscal year, see how things go. And then if we feel we need somebody else, that would be fine with me too.
Okay, and I'll be the secretary. I don't know if you want how we go about it, but I'm happy to take over the secretary duties.
That would be great. Especially when I'm gone in the coming meeting.
So I guess I'll make a motion that Peg Ross become the chair of the personnel board, and that secretary duties are switched to George Arvanitis.
I second that.
Okay. I guess all in
Aye.
favor. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
All those in favor, or we can't do it that way?
Yeah, we can do it that way.
Okay,
Arvanitis, aye.
Chartier, aye.
Make peace, O'Neill, aye.
Ross, aye. Melody?
Oh, I already
Jody
said
did.
aye.
You did.
Oh, she did. I missed it. There you go. See? Okay,
Wonderful. Thank you, guys.
okay.
Oh,
Good
when
meeting.
Hopping on
when
that.
is the next meeting?
Oh, that's a good question.
Would it
What is
be?
it typically? Is it like the third Thursday or?
Yeah, that's what we've been shooting for if there's not a conflict.
Right now, I can see that's the 17th of June.
Works for me.
Excellent. No,
Doesn't work for me.
okay.
10th or 24th.
When was the date you decided on?
The 10th is right before town meeting, and that might be helpful to be clear on if the personnel board is going to make a statement at town meeting or do a little report. So how about the 10th?
Can do.
I'm gone.
Oh, you're gone on the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gone on the 12th as well?
Yes. We have 2 kids out there that have major events happening in their lives, so it's going to be, we're spreading it out.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
24th?
What'd
Is
you
that too late?
When did you say?
Well, the 24th would be the 4th Thursday. I mean, we don't have anything that's pressing between now and the end of the year, do we?
Not pressing, just want to get going on, I'm going to get all the classification materials out to you because we need to start that process in July. So
Well, I can do June 24.
I'm okay with that.
Works for me.
great.
We're talking 6/24.
Yes.
I should be back by then.
Oh, perfect.
At 6, like we did this one?
Okay.
Better MO.
Okay, so let me ask one more question. When is the, when is the police union negotiation meeting? You guys decided on a time, right?
Oh, Becky, we didn't ever get back to it. So for me, it would have to be, I wrote it down, this June 2nd, after 11:30 or after.
11:30.
The rest of the 11:30 or after. Yeah.
Oh, and so you're going to contact other people, Becky, and see,
Yeah, and let us know.
yeah, to let people know.
Yeah.
And again, I will be gone for that time.
Okay. So so that would be Melissa, Bob, and George. I'm trying to confirm for, and the police union folks. I'll put that out to them before I leave.
Just let me know. I gotta run.
Yep.
Thank you, George.
Everybody. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
for
Have a good night.
coming, Melody.
Okay,
Take care.
okay, same to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.